this get made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater. Cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth. Welcome to How Did This Get Made? This is the podcast where we try to make sense of the movies that make no sense. I'm Paul Scheer. You might know me as Andre from the TV show The League, or from my star turn as Rango, the lovable old West lizard in Rango. I am joined by Jason Mantzoukas, who you might recognize as Rafi from The League. What's going on, Jason?
How are you, Paul?
Very good. And, of course, June Diane Raphael, who you've seen on Party Down and Flight of the Conchords. June.
Hi, Paul.
This movie we have today.
I'm fucking furious.
Yes. I mean, we love...
Jason's go-to emotion is anger.
No,
Always.
this
movie
Baffled, you're
enraged me.
angry.
It's warranted. I mean, we love crappy movies, and I don't think there is one crappier than Battlefield Earth. It's like if Star Wars farted on the Planet of the Apes, it would become this film. Here's the basic premise, and I had a hard time distilling it.
Don't bother. Fuck this movie.
The movie takes place in the year 3000. Earth has been conquered by aliens.
Wait, is that true? It takes place in the year
Yes.
3000?
Yes.
Oh, come
The
on.
subtitle of the movie is...
Now I'm even angrier that those fighter planes fly?
Yes.
Oh, fuck you, movie.
Well, we won't get too far. Basically, aliens have been taken over by, or aliens from the planet Cyclos have taken over the remaining humans left on Earth. One of the villagers who is still alive, living far away, is captured after being caught in an abandoned mall and brought to the Human Processing Center in Denver, where he meets Turl.
When those fucking chyrons come up and it's like Human Processing Center, and then it's Planet Cyclo, I was
So
like,
bad.
Really? I need to know that.
But you know what? As I'm even explaining it, it's a terrible idea. So basically, a caveman is captured by an alien. The alien wants this caveman to mine gold for him so he can get back to his home planet. But guess what? It messes up for him. They steal gold from Fort Knox, steal nuclear weapons and Harrier jets, and blow up the aliens' mining operation. That's the basic
Well,
premise.
why did the aliens need the gold?
Why does gold hold value throughout the universe?
Well, let's find out these
The
questions.
universal currency is based on gold.
It is not. No way.
Every planet's currency is based on gold.
All right, let's just hear a clip from the movie. This will just give you an idea of the movie. This is when Turl finds out he has to stay on planet Earth a little bit longer.
I don't mean to second guess the Home Office, but surely I could be of better service to the corporation.
Home Office is well aware of your academic achievements and obvious talents. That's why we've decided not to keep you here for another 5 cycles. It's a joke.
Oh, thank you, sir. I don't know if I could have kept my sanity to be here another 5 cycles.
We've decided to keep you here for another 50 cycles. With endless options for renewal. With endless options for renewal. With endless options for renewal.
That is the movie. Now, here to help us make sense of this movie is our friend. You've heard him here on Earwolf on a show called Mike Detective. You've seen him on Human Giant and on Children's Hospital. Please welcome Rob Huebel.
Thank you. I'm leaving.
No.
I'm
Please stay. Rob,
leaving.
sit
No,
back
this
down.
is why I'm leaving. Because I agree with Jason. I agreed to do this podcast before I watched this movie. And about 3 minutes into it, I wanted not only that 3 minutes back, I wanted the future time I was going to give up back. It's an hour and 57 minutes, and there's nothing you can do, Scheer, to get me back that time.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It's an hour and 57 minutes, but if the movie didn't have the slow-mo, it would probably be about 45. There's more slow-mo in this movie.
Why would
they
you couldn't
take-
make the action scenes work? So they had the only way to make the action scenes look good was to do them in slow-mo.
They
because
look
couldn't show
terrible. Like
anything.
anything that's supposed
Yeah.
to be actiony, they cut to slow-mo. It's like, fuck this.
If you like slow motion horse scenes, then you'll like this movie. I've seen more slow motion horses.
But that horse's journey was one of the most developed.
I'll
in the
go
movie.
out on a limb and say best acting in the movie
that horse.
done
Is
by
that
that
horse.
horse.
When he came running back into town.
Into camp? Yeah,
That was good.
That was like I was like, oh no, he did the right. How did he find his way back?
Well, here's what I couldn't get over watching the movie. I couldn't I couldn't feel worse for the costume people and the art director and the set build, because there's so much work that went into actually building what that world. I mean, a lot of it is crappy CGI, but like all the costumes and like just those
Hair
sets.
and makeup,
it's
4 hours each
Can you
morning,
imagine? Can you
absolutely.
imagine getting that fucking makeup every day?
Every day to deliver lines that make no sense.
Listen here, rat brain.
Wait, can we
Your
talk-
skullbone is definitely a skullbone.
We talk for 1 second about John Travolta's accent.
What?
Where
Which
would you
one?
place
Which
it?
We
one?
could talk
One.
for 1 hour about John Travolta's accent.
It changes
what's
from
that?
scene to scene. Sometimes it's colonial British or something like that, and then other times it's there's 4 or 5 distinct different voices.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
This I wrote I was writing notes as I was watching it, and like the first beat happened, and then in the course of the next scene, I just started writing. This movie instantly makes no sense. I have no idea what any of these people are talking about. And then I just wrote, why did these actors take this job?
Forrest Whitaker is the only person who has come out and said, I made a huge mistake.
Is he
doing this
really?
movie."
Really?
There's a long sequence where they let the man animals, which again, that's a fucking dumb name. That's the other problem I have
That's
is like
what they
the
were,
but the language is so unimaginative.
It's lazy.
They say words like vaporize, like I'm gonna vaporize you. Like
yeah.
that's what a little kid would say.
Although there are some phrases which was interesting to see, like, okay, in 3000, these are the phrases that stood the test of time. Like,
Yeah.
Piece of cake was in
Yes.
there.
Piece of
Grass
cake,
is
I was
always
like, why?
greener.
Grass is
Oh,
always
yeah.
greener.
And
Let's get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
it's like
And-
those phrases held up.
Leverage. Leverage is
Yeah,
used
yeah.
so many times in this movie. Leverage.
they have that
I hope
whole-
you got some leverage.
They have that whole sequence where where John Travolta wants to get leverage over the prisoner guy.
you
So
think-
they let him go so that they will watch him eat his favorite food.
Rats.
Yeah, so that they can figure out what the fucking guy's favorite food is and feed it to him as a treat.
They talk about his favorite food. I wrote that down too. For like 15 minutes.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sequence that Huebel's talking about, and they're just going, "See, that's his favorite. He could have chosen anything, but that is it." You're like, what?
And meanwhile, he couldn't have chosen anything. He's an abandoned warehouse. There's no food to be found.
Yeah.
And it's like, he loves raw rat.
This movie, I looked it up on online. It cost $73 million to make.
Yes.
And who knows what they spent on advertising.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently, there was a huge lawsuit because the company that made it inflated the budget by $40 million. So that 75 went to some French guy's pocket.
Oh,
Apparently.
really?
They lost a gigantic lawsuit.
I didn't do any research on this. Did Scientology themselves have anything to do with the making of this movie?
L. Ron Hubbard was supposed to direct this movie in 1985 when the book came out.
Did he direct other movies?
He directed like training videos for the Church of Scientology. I'm not kidding.
Just videos.
Yes.
Just training videos
Yes.
and pamphlets.
And John Travolta was supposedly being the young man, the caveman.
Yeah.
But then he aged out of that role and then took the role of Turl. And did you notice that Kelly Preston is in the movie
Oh, yeah.
too?
What does she do?
She's the bald, sexy woman with the big tongue.
Yeah.
Who says the best line in the movie? She goes, "I'm going to treat you like a baby on a straight diet of Fandango."
That was.
What does that mean?
insane.
A straight diet of Fandango.
This entire alien race appears to come from a planet where, like, all they're ever taught is maniacal laughter. Like, every single character has crazy, broad laughter
Well-
as a part of their everyday speech.
All the aliens have broad laughter, and all the slaves have like tribal screams, like
Yeah.
"No!"
Yeah.
For no-
That was
start
my
doing
favorite.
that-
I love when they devolved into
But
just
it makes no
grunts.
sense. They're like, now we have to get out of here. We have to come up with a plan. Wait a minute. Why do you sometimes grunt and sometimes speak perfect English?
And
Here's
that-
why I actually do think that a lot of times they would sort of signal each other, like this is when the revolt is going to begin, by barking. And I think that was kind of a fuck you to the cyclones or whatever they were called.
Cyclos.
Like,
But
the
you think
cyclos-
we're man animals? Like, we'll show you.
But the Cyclos
And that's why they're
couldn't.
barking.
One of the most amazing things is language.
Yes.
Everybody is speaking English, but they're meant to be speaking languages that the other cannot understand.
Right.
Exactly.
So inexplicably, then Barry Pepper, right? That's who it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Yes,
his name,
Barry
yeah.
Pepper.
Barry Pepper has to go in and get like a fucking mind meld, like a Matrix style like download of the Cyclo language.
which is my favorite favorite scene of the entire
Why
movie.
does that happen?
Okay, he has to
Why
go...
does that happen?
Again.
Because they're trying to train him to go out and get the gold.
Okay, well here...
Yeah, they wanted him to go mine gold for them.
Oh,
so
my
they
God.
trained
He's
him.
already proven to be the most resistant, strongest, like rebel in the whole crew.
He
And they're like,
kills
Exactly.
somebody.
Let's give him more power.
Why are you guys so against Scientology? That's what I want to. I knew that you guys wouldn't even give it a chance, and I want to talk to you guys about this.
For this character, this is my moment of the movie for me. This language machine is what they called it. I actually pulled a clip of it because I had to rewind it when I heard it. This is what the language machine sounds like.
Excuse me, but I am your instructor if you will forgive such arrogance, for I do not have the honor to be a cyclone. I am but a lowly Kinko language slave. As you are listening to me, I most likely do not exist.
This is
as
the
we may
dumbest
have been
thing.
exterminated.
And why would
That's
you
like a
need-
hologram that shows up. It looks kind of like Jar Jar.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's very
A
low
lot like-
status, and he's like apologizing that they're not as good as the Cyclos, but somehow he's going to teach them language.
And then it just shoots into his brain anyway.
Yeah, they
so
just
have this
shoot laser
whole-
beams into his eyes.
Yeah,
and then he learns like calculus
And geometry, yeah.
and he goes back into his cage and he's telling the other slaves like, this is a triangle, and they're like, oh, what is it? He's like, it's the strongest thing in the universe.
We thought you were going to help us get out of here, and he's like, this will help us get out of here.
It's the craziest fucking gobbledygook nonsense, and I don't understand why give him this power. Why give? I'm like,
Well, he wants-
I was so angry at this movie.
I didn't understand this movie. I had to look on Wikipedia to understand what was happening because I was very confused. And so,
Who directed this movie?
I know they asked Quentin Tarantino, and he said no.
I wish he had said yes.
And then it was
This was
given
right after Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, it was 2000, so it was a couple of years after. But then they got the assistant director of a Star Wars movie to direct it.
Wow. Is
That's-
that why they have
and
those terrible dissolves between scenes, like the
Holy
that's
cow.
terrible.
The
Yeah.
Star Wars?
It looks like what you could do in iMovie on the Mac. It was like
Yeah, it looks like my acting reel.
If you've ever
Like,
looked,
between scenes.
if you've ever looked online at like Turkish Star Wars,
Yeah.
or Hungarian Star Wars, those like rip-off movies, this movie is 10 billion times worse and more complicated to understand.
This reminded me of, at Comic-Con, have you ever seen at Comic-Con where all of the Klingons get together and they have like they put on that sort of
yes.
that sort of presentation where they're like talking back and forth.
it's like a Klingon play. You know?
Yeah, and it's very over theatrical and overdone, but way better than this movie. Way better than this movie.
I just love. There's so many things wrong about this movie too because, why are they even on Earth? They conquered human civilization in 9 minutes, and now they're there to mine. But what are they mining? I guess
There is
gold.
a shocking lack of at a certain point, like Barry Pepper and the other rebels are like running around doing stuff,
Yeah.
and there are no cyclos anywhere.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the whole planet, it has like about 15 cyclos.
Well, the
around.
cyclones
Yeah.
only live in that glass facility.
Right.
In
Where-
Denver.
Yeah, in Denver.
Denver.
Where they have special oxygen. But yet Barry Pepper needs to wear the special oxygen mask too. I don't understand
I just
that.
love that, like, even in 3000, I guess there are sort of state lines where people know this is Denver, this is Kentucky.
Yeah.
Did you
This
notice
is Texas.
Did you notice that one sequence where they go to Aspen?
Yes.
There's just a really rusty sign that says welcome
I
or thank
missed
you for
that.
visiting Aspen. It's where they're on top of that waterfall and they're about to like jump off, and then right before they do, that spaceship flies
Yeah.
up and they get out and they like choke the guy and they throw that one.
Yeah.
There's
Humans
also a
can
lot of
They
fly.
must be able
Yeah.
to fly.
humans can fly. There's a lot of bad green screen in this also.
There is? No.
There's so much. I mean,
Seamless.
Oh my gosh. The fact that, just the fact that he went to the library, read a couple books about Fort Knox, the White House, and a secret military base underneath the world.
Fort Hood.
They go to a library and he reads, like he's looking at paper, and then he turns it over and it's the Declaration of Independence.
Which is not giving him clues to anything.
It is useless.
And it doesn't even really pertain to what they're doing here. Does it? Is he...
Guys, there is a sequence in this movie 1,000 years from now where cavemen sit in a flight simulator at Fort Hood and learn to fly Harrier jets.
And
then do.
And these are cavemen who only a day before were literally grunting.
They are wearing pelts for clothes and then learn to expertly fly F-18s and then wage war. Exactly.
They are a precision machine.
Absolutely. It is flawless. It is, without a doubt, one of the most insane sequences I've ever seen.
Barry Pepper is told after he tries his fight machine once, you make another mistake again and I'll smash your puny skull. And he's like, okay. Then the next time he flew it, flawless. Like, oh, that was all it takes is some good threatening?
Someone just yelling at you. June, let me ask you this because you're the only woman in the room.
So far as you know.
Were there any man animals that you were attracted to?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, do you ever think what it would be like to be in a slave situation like that where you're with a bunch of man animals?
Well, I do think that I was curious as to why they did all look like cavemen because this is not cave times.
But they didn't. They were clean shaven.
Yes.
They were well kept.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also,
it's just kind of long hair and sort of pelts.
But also, like, if these are modern men and women, I mean, they're way more modern than any of us. They're living in 3000.
Yeah.
Why did all of the women in the movie, like when Kelly Preston was so excited to have a house.
Yes.
And then when the other cave girl.
Well, Kelly Preston's not a cave person.
No, I know she's a psycho. But when the other cave girl found her cave boy, and he said, you know, we're gonna have children or something like that, her face lit up. It's like their motivations are so old timey,
so crazy. Do you guys realize that there are 2 movies that we've done in which a person is carrying around a rough drawing of the person they love?
Yes!
Not a picture because there are no pictures.
Exactly.
But like when the cave woman is captured, she has a rough drawing of Barry Pepper, and that's how they identify that she must know him. Just like in stupid fucking Season of the Witch, right?
Season of the Witch.
And then also Season of the Witch. Inexplicably, Ron Perlman and one of the guys in this one both say, let's get the hell out of here. As if, like, people in, like,
People are
caveman...
cheering, like,
Well, like, let's get that... Like,
those are
why would
timeless phrases,
Yes,
Jason.
they are not timeless phrases. This movie is bullshit.
Do you think Barry Pepper will ever do a movie where he runs around more? I mean, you could not have more scenes where I'm sure the director's like, okay, Barry, so I think you got the gist of it. You're going to go out there, you're going to run the fuck down the block, and then
we're
take a
really
left.
Slow it down.
Yeah, and then run down that block, and then run around that street.
We're gonna
then run back this way.
We're going to blast debris at you at any corner. He's always getting debris blasted.
I love the when he was ready for the final battle, that hair went back in a ponytail. I was like, I gotta
Did anybody else
I
notice...
gotta focus up here.
Did anybody else notice that for about 10 minutes in the movie, while he becomes the revolutionary leader, he has bangs?
Yes, I did. Yes,
He just, for some reason, has
Different haircut.
bangs.
He was
Different
doing another movie. Yeah. He was definitely off shooting, like,
that baseball
I also
movie.
love during that final attack that in the middle of it, John Travolta says, someone calls in and says they're under attack by all these guys, and he says, you're going to have to deal with them. I'm too busy for these kind of details.
John Travolta is like, in this movie, John Travolta's character is like Darth Vader if Darth Vader was like a personal trainer. Yeah. Like, there is no, like, he's like, God, I can't deal with you, rat brain. Always drinking. They're always drinking,
Always
too.
drinking glow-in-the-dark drinks.
They love glow-in-the-dark
With a
beverages.
straw.
And his signature move is only throat grab. All he could do is grab somebody
all he
around
can
the
do.
throat
Also,
and lift them off the ground.
Also, this is just a small thing, but like very bad, laser bullets that shoot across.
Terrible.
You know, like when
Yes.
people shoot each other with guns, like the laser beams, like fucking.
They might as well be
spend
making
some
pew,
fucking
pew
money.
sounds with their mouth.
Yeah, they really should.
When Forrest Whitaker got his hand cut off, and it was like, he just shot his hand disappeared, and Forrest Whitaker just looks at it for a long time. Like,
And at the end of the movie, when Travolta's arm gets blown off,
yeah.
I was like, do these people not have nerve endings in their outer limbs?
they have no...
They literally just looked at it like, huh.
that's
now,
weird.
now let me ask the
My
group-
arm just got blown up by a
Leverage,
bomb.
Jason, leverage.
Leverage.
Let me ask the
Leverage.
group this. I don't know if you guys normally talk about this on the podcast, but how difficult was it for you guys to masturbate to this?
That's
So
a good
easy.
question.
Very
That's a
difficult.
good
This is easy. This is
question.
So
easy.
difficult.
I like green things, and I like...
Yeah, Paul had no trouble at all.
You like long dreadlocks?
I love long dreadlocks. I love Rasta aliens. So this is easy. This is actually a home run for me in many ways.
Rasta aliens.
We've talked about a lot of great moments, but we're gonna cut down to our biggest what the fuck moment. Here we go. This is our moment that I feel like we need to discuss. Every one of us, we may have a moment that really calls out to us as being just a moment that is crazy. For me, it was the fact that this entire race of cave people did not move more than a mile outside of their cave dwelling because there was a miniature golf course there. They were frightened by the dinosaur in the miniature golf course.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the only thing keeping there. It was a dinosaur also covered in like moss. It was not intimidating at all.
Not scary.
That was the block. Just a giant golf ball and a small dinosaur, and that was what kept all of humanity back at a base.
Well, I don't know if we've talked about the breathe right strips
These were
that
definitely
those guys wore.
definitely the influence for that product.
Yeah,
came
absolutely.
from this movie.
Why were they wearing them? Because they couldn't breathe,
breathe.
in the
Who
radioactive
fucking knows?
Okay, all right.
Honestly, who fucking knows?
Jason, all right.
It made me so angry. There's a line in the movie where somebody arrives on the planet and goes, I hate these puny, undersized planets. The gravity is so different.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect line. It makes no sense. And then all the cyclos are supposed to be like these big, giant, like 12-foot tall creatures. And they're just wearing stilts and giant boots. And they look, all of the special effects, both digital and practical, are fucking garbage.
Terrible.
Like, Cirque du Soleil looks more real when they do shit than this does, you know?
I also love the misrepresentation of what the history of the world was, like where the Cyclos are like, oh, dogs were the leaders of this planet, and they were much more amenable than these stupid animals.
But they weren't good at manual labor.
That was it. Yeah, the dogs could do manual labor.
And then for some reason...
How many dogs live in the nuclear holocaust, by the way?
Right.
That's the other thing.
Then at a certain point, Travolta's like, bonks his head in his office and is like, get a team in here to I want this ceiling different. And then, of course, the team that gets brought in is the exact people we've been following the whole time. So now Barry Pepper, downloaded with the knowledge machine, can hang out in the office of Travolta unsupervised.
And we take all of his information to blackmail Forrest Whitaker.
Why? Why would any of that happen?
Because any plan needs a patsy, as Travolta explains to Forrest Whitaker in like a 10-minute scene.
Oh, God.
He records him with that fucking camera.
By the way, isn't that Scientology? Recording you with a
Yes.
camera so that
Yes.
you can have leverage over somebody?
Leverage.
Isn't that like
Leverage,
the
you
knocking?
guys.
Again, I want
Leverage.
you guys to think about coming on board. I don't know
Alright.
what your aversion to this is. I also wanted to say one of my favorite scenes was when all the slaves were in prison and they have those hoses that shoot the slop into the trough.
Oh, yeah.
And then they all got into the fight because that one guy that was in prison was like, no one eats until I eat. And then they said, no, that's bullshit. We're not doing it. And so then Barry Pepper got in a fight and smashed his head into the slop trough. And then it was like, from now on, we all eat together. And and then this little slave girl comes up and takes a little handful of slop and eats the slop.
And the slop
That
is
was
coming out of this
disgusting.
giant hose. It looks like when you're emptying out like a porta-john, like just shit is
Yeah,
being
yeah.
shoved out. I want to talk about this one thing I found out. Apparently there was a toy of Turl that was released, 11-inch toy of Turl. And these are the lines that
That's
he
a
would
perfect
say.
size to go in your butt.
These are the lines that when you pressed his chest, he'd go, exterminate all man animals at will. You wouldn't last one day at the academy. Man is an endangered species and rat bastard. That's not a toy that you would want to give a child.
Do they ever show because I may have gotten drunk in the middle of this, and blacked out, but did they ever show this academy that they keep referencing?
No, never.
There's there is a shot where on the planet Cyclo, which just exists to show that the leader has teleported back there.
Yes. Right, there was no reason for that.
It was useless.
They show, I was like, oh yeah, I thought there something was cut out. Basically, they show this whole teleportation scene. Their leader comes down.
Yep.
They have a overly wrought scene, and then he goes back, and that was it. He
That's
doesn't
it.
even say anything, right, when he goes back to
No.
the planet. Yeah.
It's just like, I guess they got home safe.
Yeah, that was it.
That's literally, I felt like why it was done. It was like, he's there now.
So
And they blew up planet Cyclos at the end?
It seemed
Yes.
to be that there was a genocide at the end.
Okay, because that was a crazy thing. Like, how did they get to planet Cyclos?
They keep talking like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back and blow up their planet. How? What? Come on now, man.
Yeah, they have
That's
to
not a
teleport
plan.
to get there. It makes no
But
sense.
you guys, they've gone through flight simulators. They know how to do
And
that.
Barry Pepper knows how to dismantle a nuclear bomb?
Yeah. This
What?
is a
Did the
guy.
knowledge
Don't
machine
worry
teach him
about
that?
it.
Well, first of all, it was a language machine. So technically, by all intents and purposes, it only gave him the language, not the knowledge.
No, it was knowledge because it taught him math and all that other stuff.
Oh, you're right.
That's
All
what
right.
that's what I think we're meant to believe.
But yet they called it language machine.
Yes, yes,
So
they did.
even though it taught him knowledge, it was called language machine.
Can you? I don't know how long this movie took to actually make. I'm imagining it probably
5
took like,
minutes.
But I mean, it would take months. It takes months to make a movie. And so can you imagine fucking waking up, because you'd have to go there and get there so early to put on this makeup, put in those contact lenses that they're all wearing, get your fake teeth in.
You're standing on stilts every day.
Every
Forrest
day.
Whitaker.
For 4 months, for
I wanna
5 months,
talk
whatever
to
it was.
him.
They must fucking hate each other.
Oh my
Well, I also
god!
think, like,
he
movies
must have
like
blown a
this-
real head gasket.
You're fired.
I also think when you see movies like this, like we all know this was Travolta's pet project, and like
yeah.
you know he wasn't getting any direction at all. Like he was just unleashed on that set. Like
he's like,
do
I got it.
whatever you
Well,
want
I
to
got
do.
it.
I heard
got
that the craft service on it was so bad that Travolta flew in his own chef and only served the actors from his own. His own.
There
private
is
place.
a not to endorse another podcast, but there is an episode of the NPR show or the public radio show, The Business, in which she just interviews the guy that wrote this movie.
Oh, who sent out an apology this year
Yes, that's
when the
why.
Razzies nominated him for being for the worst screenplay of the decade. This is Battlefield Earth, worst screenplay of the decade, and this guy came out and said, like, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize. He couldn't write scripts anymore. He had to change his name on scripts to get them sold after this movie because he was just done in Hollywood.
Unfortunately, he changed his name to Terrell, whatever. John Travolta's
Terrell.
Terrell.
Oh man, it is. There's so many. It's also one of those movies that spend a lot of time talking about business and politics. Like those boring scenes in like all the Star Wars movies,
where it's like
oh well, the Trade Federation must be very upset about the way
The Home Office won't be pleased.
Oh, that's another thing. Everything, that's what they came up with for the term is the home office.
Oh.
Like,
That's got to be in the L. Ron Hubbard stuff, I
Yeah.
assume. I've never read any of his books, but
Apparently, this
Apparently-
is the first one, right? It was supposed to be made
Well,
into two.
this is the whole thing. This movie is based only on 436 pages of a 1,000-page book, and this is supposed to be the first of a trilogy. Yes, and
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you know what?
and John Travolta recently said that that second one is being worked out.
we can only hope that M. Night Shyamalan directs the rest of the trilogy.
Oh my god,
that would be. I would.
That would
could
be the best.
masturbate. I could masturbate. to
I
that.
I
my
would
God.
come and kill myself instantly.
What was the? Oh, I love the other term I like too was
It was Last Airbender, not Season of the Witch. I just remembered, in which the person had
yes.
the drawing of their family.
but it could have worked in Season of the
Yeah,
Witch
it could
too. We don't want to be a bunch of arrogant greeners here, right, guys?
What was that?
The grass is always greener. That was their
Piece of cake.
The,
how they defined themselves.
the cavemen refer to each other as arrogant greener. I do have.
Why do they keep saying piece of cake? I missed that. And then I was like, why are they keep saying
They're
piece
not
of
eating cake. No one's eating cake there.
What is cake? They don't have a concept of cake. It is the year 3000. But yet, I guess those jets are all
They're
gassed
eating
up,
grass.
ready to fly.
Jets are gassed up. Fort Knox is ready to go. White House burnt out, and golf course is kind of destroyed.
But all the books are cool to read.
Books are pretty great.
Books are
Library of
pretty good.
Congress still
Books did
standing.
not burn, even though they're made out of paper.
The
Books did not
guns
burn.
still work. The fuck? It's 3000. I had no idea that it was the year 3000.
Yeah.
So what did you think it was? You thought we
I
were...
just thought it was indeterminate, near catastrophic future.
When you
Isn't the full title Battlefield Earth
Saga of the Year
When you
3000.
click on it on Netflix, it says Battlefield Earth.
I can't read.
I do want to. Do you guys? I'll play the clip of Travolta saying something in his language, which is English, and then making Barry Pepper translate it. Here we go.
You will soon be relocated to a new mining site. And if any of you get any bright ideas about escaping, just keep in mind that although you know nothing about firearms, I certainly do. I graduated top marksman in my class, and I can kill any one of you at over 1,000 paces. Tell them what I've said.
Try to run, he'll kill us.
And then Travolta goes, "That's it."
And then Travolta, to prove his point, shoots a cow's leg off.
Yep.
Just a cow in the field. Also, why are there cows? Wasn't there a nuclear holocaust? There are cows just roaming around?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This movie is infuriating. I half believe they were like, well, this is where we're going to shoot. Well, there are those cows over there.
Let's shoot them.
Well,
Yeah.
let's keep them in here, and maybe we'll
them in the
CGI the
shot.
legs getting shot off.
I wonder where this was filmed.
It was shot in
Canada.
Canada, the most expensive production ever in Canada at that time.
Really?
Yes. Now, we always go to the audience to get a little bit of viewer mail.
You've got mail.
And
Hold on, is that your song? That's your theme song
for You Got Mail.
For the mail
Want to hear it again?
segment.
I'll do it
Yeah.
again.
You've got mail.
There it is. Pretty good, right?
Who wrote that?
We
and
created
composed
it.
that?
We created
We
that.
created that. That
No,
was
it sounds
15,000.
very
It's
familiar.
catching on.
The director of Battlefield Earth actually created that.
He created
phrase. Basically, this movie got the most Razzie nominations of all time. And so I said to you guys, come up with another category that this can win in. Obviously, this won Worst Actor, Worst Screenplay, Worst Director. Didn't win Worst Supporting Actor. Forrest Whitaker escaped that one. But so I asked you guys to come up with your own worst of categories. And let's see. I'll give you an example here.
Some of these are best of also.
They can be best of, I guess. They can be best of. Here we go. Norman writes, worst eyes in any film, Forrest Whitaker. Worst eyes. He had these ugly yellow eyes.
Marshall makes a good point. Best clean-shaven caveman.
I see, I said that, yeah.
Barry Pepper.
He also had least explained use of gold as a plot device.
Marshall also had most inebriated cinematographer.
That's right. All the shots were on these weird...
It's
Yeah,
always tilted.
It's always like that Dutch angle, which is just like the very first thing you would ever think to do with a camera. Like, oh, let's just turn it a little bit.
I like this dude, Mike Morrison writes, best use of the noun, leverage, and then he's counted how many times people say it in the movie. Travolta 8 times, Barry Pepper 3 times, Forrest Whitaker 2 times. Like, and there's got to be more, right?
Even that's high.
Looks like somebody found some leverage. I've taught you well.
Bob Waters said that this is the worst choice of video editing software, and because it was done on Microsoft PowerPoint. It really is. It's just like the fucking dumbest edits.
Dumbest of all time. This one I think was again written by Norman. This is most informative public library goes to the Denver Public Library. They have they have information where the nuclear stockpile is and how to break into Fort Knox.
Robin has best performance by nostrils. Barry Pepper's nostrils. Battlefield Earth.
They are pretty
Battlefield
good.
Earth, man. Oh man, this was as bad as I heard it was. I saw it in the theater and I had forgotten how
You
bad it
did?
was. Yes,
you
I
saw
was.
this in the theater?
Wow.
What are you talking about?
I was invited to a premiere of it in New York City, and I saw it in the theater. And I remember going like, "Oh,
Was
this
that
is-
an event? Was that a Scientology event?
Rob, we just had a bunch of great people got together and we just saw a movie."
But I mean, I'm asking you, were they all Scientologists?
I don't know. Hey, look, I don't know who they are. We just have a great time, and we took some stress tests
Sounds
afterwards.
like you're covering up for the fact that they were all Scientologists. You mentioned stress tests.
We took a stress test. I was really stressed out, and I went in there not liking the movie, and then after I left, I loved it. I thought it was great.
So you saw this in the theater with a crowded room full of people?
Yes.
How
and,
was it received?
Poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like very
I would
poorly.
hope so.
Yeah.
I don't fall asleep in movies, and I do remember falling asleep in the 25-minute long ending scene, which is like a bad version of the Star Wars trench fight scene. Terrible.
Really, really terrible.
Well, go watch this on Netflix Instant. It's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back, but it's worth it for watching the curtain reveals, which is also, do we talk about the curtains? The curtains actually come in, so at the end of the movie, curtains close.
Oh, I
And
didn't-
then credits
I didn't
go
stick
up.
with it.
I didn't get that far.
Curtains close. Like,
At the
you're
very end.
done watching this stage
Good
play.
night, little ones.
This small little stage play. Roll credits. Oh, man. Well, that has been How Did This Get Made? Battlefield Earth. Thank you so much for listening. Big thanks to our engineer, Doug. You can follow the majority of us on Twitter. I'm at Paul Scheer, at Rob Huebel, at Miss June Diane. Jason is not on Twitter, but
Don't do it. I don't
do it. Do you want to plug anything?
Not really.
Okay, great. Check us next Monday for the next mini episode. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.